Hello, my name is Mark from jazzguitarlessons.net, and in this video we'll look at a few hacks to get your bebop scale right. So these sorts of, these scales to which we add passing tones. So what I'll do is we'll go in depth into what is the bebop scale, how we can use it. I have a few old videos about this, and we'll hack it so we can use different modes using the same fingerings, plus we'll have this emphasis on diagonal fingering. So let's get going with this. But first, a word from our sponsors. This video is brought to you by Bandsoogle. Bandsoogle makes it easy to create stunning websites in minutes. So I recommend you can go to my personal website, marcandreseguin.com, to see this website that I built using Bandsoogle. It took me literally 18 minutes, and this website allows you to list your music, stream it, sell your music without a fee. So you put your album for sale, and it's directly deposited in your PayPal account. You can sell your concert tickets, merch, and much more. It's super friendly to use, and as a jazzguitarlessons.net subscriber, you can get, using the coupon JazzGuitar, you can get 15% off your first year subscription, and of course, you always get your first 30 days absolutely for free. So head over there right now. Once again, this is Bandsoogle, website created by musicians for musicians. Okay, on the topic of bebop scale, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, and let's dig and go super quickly through what it is. So let's use an F7 chord. So I'm playing an F9 now. So actually it's an F7. You could play an F13 or an F9. And people will learn the bebop scale and go, all right, I know mixolydian. So this is one note away from major. Major would be, right? So you play a flat 7. And then you simply fill the space between the flat 7 and the 1. So your F is here, right? The use of the bebop scale is, it's very common in jazz because it allows us to add chromatic passing tones. Boy, do we love chromatic passing tones. And it allows you to have a scale that contains 8 notes instead of 7 notes. So you can fit over the bar line without tripping over yourself, basically. So eight notes to a bar fits super well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. My beef with this scale mostly is that it's not super guitar friendly unless you find a hack to play it diagonally like this. So I'll give you my trick, and jazz musicians, guitarists, please grab your guitar now. We can do this together. My trick is to orient the first note of the scale to be played with my pinky. So let's do this here. So this is the bebop scale crash course. Ready? And this is F, the F note. So let's do this at first. Fully fill in the 4 notes with your finger. And here, well, you don't have it, so far so good. You repeat that 3 times. And then on the next string, so F, G, A, B flat, half step, and C. Now let's do this up the octave. G, A, B flat, C. Good. And then put the 2 together. So I always like to start with a pickup. You can see this in my other videos. It's 1, 2. So once again, you fill this, then you go, then same fingering. There you go. Let's do it back down slowly. Sorry, let's do this again. The magic of live, right? Start again. So you can use the YouTube half speed or quarter speed function to nail this. So this is a hack because typically students and teachers will be stuck going, and you're here, where do you go from there? You have to kind of hack it. So if you start with your second finger, you're stuck in that paradigm or even that paradigm, which is kind of bad. But if you go here and you force yourself to go diagonal, oh, there's an entire course on jazzguitarlessons.net about this. By the way, it's called 25 exercises in diagonal for better jazz guitar phrasing. 25 exercises. That's the name of the course. And that's the essence of it. We do it over different modes. We do it in Dorian, we do it with the major scales, the melodic minor, even all the melodic minor modes. But for this video, let's just go and take a look at this one. Now, after you nail this, and I'll play it one more time, so you get, maybe get a chance to practice it and loop it. So a 1, 2, 3. That's how we're gonna start. I'm gonna play it up and down without stopping. You can use this bit to practice with me. So a 1, the 2, a 1, 2, 3. Let's do it backwards. So we'll start a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Good. So after you can play this well, okay, so if you're a beginner, that might be all you need in this video to kind of get your mind around using fingerings that are not in position and that are kind of unique to that scale. And on the bright side, they repeat themselves. You might have noticed, same fingering, same fingering, same fingering. Like piano players, right? Now, if you're a beginner, that's all you need. If you're an intermediate, you're like, meh, so what? So here's the secret sauce to me, is if you want to alter the scale just a tiny bit to fit different types of mixolydians that you know, like different modes, which I'll show you in a moment, then it's super easy. You just change the fingering in one spot. So when you're stuck in a position, once you start to change one note, it will mess up your position altogether completely. While for this, you just change whatever you need, and it repeats itself over several octaves. So case in point, this is pure mixolydian. You know when you see a chart and it says F7 sharp 11, you know, something like this, or even people will play. So basically it's, so you put a B natural in that scale. So what you do is you say, all right, I have this. I used to have G, A, B flat, C. Now I have G, A, B natural, C. Same scale, but now we have a B natural in it. Once again. Then. Cool. Sorry. So this is effectively a fourth mode C melodic minor. And so the point is this is one variation, one tiny variation on the mixolydian scale, but still, you didn't learn any new fingering, you didn't learn anything new, you just changed one note in one space. And this, if you're with me on that, you see this is potentially very, very, can take you very, very far as linear playing goes. Plus, we're just talking about dominant chords now. We might talk about different things. So this one, sharp 11, so sharp 4, one of my favorites. Then another one that also comes from melodic minor is you take this exact F mixolydian scale, but you put a D flat to it. So instead of, now you have, but the rest of the scale is the same. This is effectively fifth mode of B flat melodic minor, and we say mixolydian flat 6 or mixolydian flat 13, and the chord would be so like an F13 like this. Not super friendly, but still. So check this out. There you go. So far we took the F mixolydian scale and we changed sharp 4 and then we did flat 6. We could do different things where we have more than one note altered, so I'll just cover 2 more and then let you go. So the first one I really like is, people talk about HMD. HMD is F7 flat 9, flat 13. So you can play it like this, or, and this comes from, so this is the mixolydian of harmonic minor. Meaning that pure mixolydian, this guy, this is the 5 chord, so your 1 chord is here. In a 2-5-1, that would be the 5, that would be the 1. So what you're playing here is B flat major. If you played instead B flat harmonic minor, this is the scale we're looking at, and it's simply mixolydian with a flat 2 and a flat 6. So there's 2 different notes, and it messes up your fingerings completely. So instead of, now we have to do, and even the C is better played there. So you'll see if you're advanced, or if you, sorry, that's my little note on my computer. If you're advanced, shut this thing off, yeah. If you're advanced, you'll see that there are choices you make as far as fingerings. You don't have to do it always like I do. There's always variations that will be better in certain contexts. So that's your D flat, and then you have a G flat. So, and my favorite way of doing it, which might not be your favorite way, is this. So on this other string, you play G flat, A, and B flat. And on the other string, you play C, D flat, and chromatic. So something like this. Back down. This is one of those ones I can't play really fast yet. And see, in my mind, I'm still thinking about F7, but it's an F7 that's been tweaked. And lastly for dessert, is F altered. So if you see a chart that says F7 sharp 9 or something like that, in fact, it's effectively a B natural, but with an F root. Because this is tritone sub, right? So the point here is, what you'll be playing is the shortcut people use is, well, you play F altered, well, you play half step up, F, G flat, not F sharp, please, G flat melodic minor. If you play G flat melodic minor over an F chord, that's the altered scale. If you're smart and you know your substitution, it's B natural 7 sharp 11. I know it's a lot of theory, guys, so bear with me one moment. So here's my scale, and you can use the YouTube function here again. 1, 2, 2, 3. This is a pretty heavy, dark scale to use, but see, instead of being frozen and going, sharp 9, there's all these notes that I need to take into account. For me, this is one of those shortcuts that really works well in my head. It really, really works. And there's other shortcuts, but this is just to open your mind to the fact that we kept starting on F with our pinky throughout this video, and we derived F mixolydian, then F mixolydian sharp 4 or sharp 11, F mixolydian flat 13 or flat 6, and then we played F mixolydian flat 9 flat 13, which is harmonic minor of destination, effectively playing B, but B minor, B harmonic minor, sorry, this guy, over an F chord. Then lastly we played the fully altered scale, my favorite. It sounds like my favorite too. When I play it, it just goes like this. So I hope this can help you enlighten a little bit more about, how to use bebop scales and why. To me, anyways, I keep talking about this on the website. There's a bit of storytelling behind it. Is once I started to align my fingerings in a diagonal fashion, especially for these more complicated scales, meaning that once I started to assume repeated fingerings over several octaves, my playing sort of unlocked, because lines I was improvising didn't have to stop anymore at the point where, I ran out of frets, I ran out of position, I'm out. It kept going, and there was this sudden change. I remember it was probably June or July, probably 2009, something like almost 10 years ago, and I started to play with people, and the comment was this. You ready? Dude, something like, what happened? And we were playing on All the Things You Are and all these sort of things, and just something clicked. So I really look forward to your comments, your questions, and if this can really help you, because it did help me personally quite a lot. So on that note, I'll let you go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you didn't do so. We publish lessons frequently. My name is Mark from jazzguitarlessons.net. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher, and I will see you soon on the website. Take care.